guys, so we have started our text at HTML. So today I'm going to walk you through some tags again, in which our next tag will be what the block quote. So let me put it in a comment form. So and for the block quote we use this tag for it. So it's just you just spell it the block quote. So block quote. Sorry, I always say you can do it capital or small, but for me I prefer the small letter. It makes your code very nice and readable, but making it capital sometimes it makes it bulky. So this is what a tag for the block code. And that block code, the block code tag is used to define a block of text that is quoted from another source. You can only add a site attribute where you can add what a link to the source of what the code. So the block code, we are just using it to what give what a code from somewhere, in which we can easily what embed it or give an attribute of what site. And I think we have already covered that place. So we'll now give it an attribute of what citation, in which we'll put what the source of what that code over there. So now, before I do, let's just move into business. So what I would do is, first of all, we said we can give it an attribute. So let me give a space here. So, and I always say that our attribute is being given to our opening tag. We don't go to closing tag to give it an attribute. So the attribute will now be what site. So we said we can what put an attribute of citation over there. So let's assume that our source of the code is from this site, double slash okay, let me say www dot google.com. So we are assuming that our quotation is from what, or the source of what our quotation is from what, Google. So first of all, I'll now put in what the quotation over there. So let's assume that it was so terrible when we heard the movie so when we heard the movie was held. As a result of the content in the movie. So you can give it any quotation that you want. This one is just an example that I'm doing, so I'm just giving out a random example. So now let's save it. So control plus one S. But first of all, let me put a break line over here, so that our code will be somehow eligible. So okay, yeah. So control plus S. Now let's go there and read this. So have you seen? So it means our block is what in a quotation form. This is it. So we only use the block code to give what a quotation from a source, in which we explain the source, or we write the source within what the citation what tag. So we said we'll give what an attribute to what the code block code, by putting on what site as what an attribute. Yeah. So now let's move to the next this tag. So the next tag, let's look onto quote. So we'll look onto what quotation. Quotation. And for the quotation is just something like, for short, inline code. So it's just like making a short inline code. You can use what the this in the quotation, and this will add what quotation mark to the end of what the sentence we place to get to the tag. So like this one, the difference between the block code is like the block code, it's quote it what in a block form, but there's no any quotation over there. But when someone is to view our code, he will get to know where the source is. But this one, we are just putting our text in what in a quotation mark. Yeah. So and the quotation tag, we give it, the quotation tag is what q. Yeah. So this is the tag we use, what q as what the quotation what tag. So let me give an example for it to make what sense to us. So first of all, let me put it in a paragraph form so that it will be in a sentence form. Okay. So in between the quotation, let me give some space over here so that we'll write what we want over there. So let me just write this one. Did you hear about the free HTML tutorial, comma, abna. So I'll put it in a question mark form, and means I want this sentence to be in the quotation form. So the one that I don't want to be in the quotation form, I'll bring it out of the quotation tag. So I will write here like this. Okay, Humu asked surprisingly. So let me close it, let me save it. So Control plus S. Let me come here and refresh the page. So we can view it like this. Let me enlarge this one for better view. So we could see that here is the quotation. The quotation is over here, and the quotation ends over here. So that's how we do it. So the sentence that you want to be in the quotation form, we just put it in the quotation, but the one that you don't want to, we just take it out of the quotation. So that's how we do things over here. Let's move to the next tab. So our next tab will be our keyboard. So we have another tab for keyboard. So let me put it in a comment. So keyboard. So we have the keyboard tag, and the keyboard tag. So the keyboard tag, we use it to define a keyboard input. This tag is so this tag will simply add monospace font to the text inside, giving it more distinct look. So, and I said this is the tag that we use for the keyboard. So now let's put this one in a paragraph to make things sense to us. So put it in a paragraph form. I'll start here, delete this one out. move to this place and what, paste it over there. So that will be our paragraph. So now what are we going to write over there? So let me give this example. So let's assume that I want to write press Ctrl plus what, C, to copy text, but I only want this in the keyboard tag to affect our what, control, and affect what, the C, but the rest I don't want it to affect it. So here I will come and write what, press. So because I want it to affect what, the control, I'll put it what, in between the tag. So I will write CR, no, CTR. How do they spell the control? Well, CTRL. So yeah, that's it. So the control. So I don't want the plus to be in what, in the keyboard format. I don't want the plus to be in what, the keyboard format. So I'll bring it out like this. I'll open another what, keyboard tag. So KBD. So I'll close the tag. In between the tag, I'll now put what, C, because I want it to affect the C, but I don't want it to affect this one, copy text. So then I'll put it like this, copy text. So let's save it, Ctrl plus S. Let's come and refresh it on our page. Have you seen? So we could see that the font over here is different from the font, no? So it means the press and copy text has the same font, but the control and the C has what, a distinct what, font. So we use what, the keyboard what tag to what, we use the keyboard tag just to what, add what, mono space, and again to just give it what, a distinct what, look. So as we are done with this, let's move to the next element. So our next element will be, so our next tag, why am I keeping on saying element? So our next tag will be what, let's talk about this one. That's the code. So we have another tag in HTML and they call it code, and the code, this in the tag for it is just code, and you close what, your tag. So this is what, a tag for what, the code. So the code is used to what, so we use what, the code to mark any kind of what, code snippets on your what, page. You can use this tag for it. So we use it to mark what, code snippets. So let me just put it into practice for us to have an overview of it. So now let's bring our paragraph tag here. Paragraph, and I'm pressing O. So P. So our paragraph here, let me write the, why am I writing it over there? So let me give some spaces so that it will be clear. So the CSS, so the one that I want it to give what, is this in the code for, I'll put it in the code tag. So let's put background. So the one that I don't want it to be in the code form, now bring it out here and I'll write property. So this one is just like a sentence that I'm trying to make. So property defines the background. The background color of what, an element, So what I'm just trying to this in the sentence that I'm trying to write is what the CSS background property what defines what the background color of what an element. Now let's save it and see how it will appear in our web page, so that you guys will understand what I was trying to say soon. So looking at down over here, we notice that this in when you look at what the background, it gives it what a distinct look, and it's even smaller. So that's why we say we use it to what mark what the code snippet. So like it's just similar to what the keyboard tag, but for me I see it to be the same, but in coding every tag has its what function. So even though there are some tag which has a similar what function, and you can use it, which will not affect your code, but a complete a programmer, when he's reading your code, you get to know, oh, this place you have made this, and you have put what a code what tab over there, you have put what a keyboard tab over here. This one is just to enhance your skills of what presenting or what your code nicely, especially when you are working with teams. So it means you are done with this in the code what tag. After finishing what the code tag, then let's move to another tag. We call it what the sample what tag. So let me put it in the comment. Sample. So put it to a sample tag. So the sample tag, we use this tag for it shift. So open our tab and write to a sample. Let me make my codes visible and clear. I want it to be in the middle so that we can have what a clear look at it. So shift. So use what the SAMP, that's the sample what tag. And for the sample tag, the sample tag is used to define what sample of what a computer what program. So now let's put it into practice and see what I'm trying to say over there. So first of all, let me delete this one so that I'll put it in a paragraph form. I'll put it what in a paragraph form. So P. So let me give space, and I'll now bring my sample over here. I'll bring my sample over here, the sample tag, so SAMP. Let me close it. So let's assume that I'm trying to make this sentence. So let me write what task completed what successfully. Press enter to continue. So first I want my what this is my so for the sample task, which word should I use, which word or which sentence? Okay, let me go on with what task. So let me write what task completed, and I would like the this in I would like the successful to be in what my sampling. So I'll write what successfully, and I will come here. Let me just add some text. So go on and exist. So let me save it. Control plus what S. So let me come here and run my code. So let's go down there. So means it has changed what the font here too. So it has changed what the successfully font. So looking at the font over here and the font over there, it varies, it's different. Yeah, so that's the effect of what the this and the sampling code. And the sampling code, the main purpose of this is to what is used to define what a sample of a computer what program. Yeah, so let me give another example. Let's create another paragraph here. Let's create another paragraph here. Let me say press. So let me put this one in what in a sample tag. So in between the opening and the closing tag, I'll write press enter, press enter, and here I'll write what press enter to continue. So let me save it and run it again. So let's go and view how it's moved by. So you could see that the press enter font is different from the other one. So that's the effect of what the sample tag.